make that choice, then that'd be.
or making a lot of noise in a city council meeting.
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat it, just eat
Well, it's the same dollar.
People live on dog food. My grocery bill has gone down because of the way my wife shops, because my income has gone down. I don't have that option in my property taxes, unless I move.
You don't have
Well,
property.
nobody has that
Other
option.
options, either.
I mean,
You don't have the option, you buy gas.
No. Yeah, everything goes up.
We shouldn't ignore the fact that the valuation's going down $20 million. So, I don't know how it would be reflected on individual property tax statements. I'm hoping if we budget a 528, that's the exact amount we got last year. I'm hoping it's a wash. It's supposed to be revenue neutral in the documentation from the league and from the state. It's supposed to be revenue neutral.
That's what I keep coming back to. Yeah.
That's the only way that I could understand it, that I would agree with it, is our values go down, that,
It's not gonna generate any more money, that's the thing. I mean, it's the same as last year, so something will change. If your rate goes up, then the valuation must have gone down, or we collect more money.
No, you're offsetting the losses.
No, it's, the mill levy times the valuation is the amount you get. There's no other way around it.
what he's saying is if the value goes down, we're offsetting the losses to bring the rate back up so that we get the amount of dollars that we got last year. Now, that's true.
That's true.
And that's the way I understand it.
But it's
that
still the same number of dollars.
It's the same number of dollars,
Well,
but,
total revenue, but it amounts to a 7% tax increase.
On the mill
In my
levy.
rate.
exactly, it does, but then
But
it's
your
also
valuation
the value of
probably
your
went
home
down.
must go down 7%.
Right.
So,
It's, if you figure dollars, it's not gonna give us any more dollars than it did before. Your valuation went down.
yeah,
the
we're not
rate
gonna
went
receive
up.
anymore,
Yeah,
but our value of our homes
went down.
are down. If that's,
So it's the same number of dollars.
It is a rate increase.
it is a rate increase.
You cannot dispute.
No, nobody is. It is a rate increase because of the value of the homes decrease.
Exactly.
So if we could get the value of our everything else to decrease,
But you'll pay the same dollar amount.
I don't believe that.
You will. If you weren't, then the number would be higher.
The premise behind this is to offset the losses due to delinquent taxes. It's not to offset, some of it is to offset the losses due to property values going down, but some of it is to offset the losses due to delinquent taxes.
okay, what did
So
your?
my rate going up,
The thing.
my taxes will go up.
No, they won't, because your valuation must have gone down. Because the dollar amount that we get as a city is the same. The two things are, it strictly multiplies. X times Y equals Z.
He told us that our collection rate is only about 90%. There's 10% out there not paying their taxes.
That's been that way every year.
That's why the rate's going
That's
up.
been that way every year.
And you
It
will
was that way
always.
last year, it'll be that way next year.
It's a 5-year average, actually. This redemption, $37,000 that we stand to lose is an average of 5 years, the most recent.
So what you're gonna see on your tax bill, you'll see a rate that went up. You'll see a valuation that went down. You'll see a total that's equal
I'd
on
like
the
to see our,
on the average in our city.
I got my tax bill, and I don't know why, when I don't know, it showed the rate, it didn't show it. It shows it all.
There's gotta be a rate up there.
It don't show the rate.
I
Did
know
it show your mill levy?
on the county GIS,
well, you bet that everybody else is going to accept or approve the increased rate that
I want people to understand though, that if the dollar, coming back to this point, if the dollar amount stays the same and the rate goes up, that means the valuation went down. So the
or we're
average
paying for
value,
something else.
the average valuation must have gone down if the rates are going up because the dollar amount's the same. The dollar amount comes from a rate times the valuation. That's the only way it's calculated. So the dollar amount that the average person in Pleasant View will see on his bill will be the same as it was last year. It should be. There's no other way it's wrong.
But then there again is our values have gone up through the years. Unrealistic, I guess.
That's
So
what.
that doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make any difference,
A hard
but it's
dollar amount you're gonna see on that bill is gonna be the same on the average as it was And that's the way that you don't have to go through taxation, because there isn't a change. The valuations are down, the rate is up, the dollar amount is the same. If we adopt the 528,
I think
that's the only way you can figure it. It doesn't, you can't figure it any other way. That's the way the county figures it, that's the way we figure it.
The rate goes up.
Sure it does. Your valuation went down. The dollar amount is
Stays the same.
On that point, we could be in a year, for
The rate is
example,
what you pay. The dollar amount is what you pay.
the way the statute reads, with the certified tax rate, we could have a year when our total valuation goes down for a variety of reasons. And the county would give us a certified tax rate that's higher than last year.
That's right.
But because we have to receive, we're guaranteed to receive an amount no less than last year. So we could have a tax rate increase without a tax dollar increase.
Right.
And that's
that
what we're-
happens
that's what we're
every
doing.
year. The rate isn't what's set. They look at dollars and then they calculate a rate. And that's what they're doing here.
Can we appeal to the county? Is there a process?
No,
It's back way.
this is,
It's their
This
right.
is why it handles the state.
State.
I think that it's the state that's,
Yeah.
I think the state's
Politicians.
doing some creative rate increasing.
Okay.
Well, and
Anyway,
what are you looking at if we adopt this and what you're recommending? What is it gonna cost an individual?
Oh, thank you, I was wondering why I was getting.
it shouldn't cost anything, it's supposed to be revenue neutral.
Yeah,
Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes
The
down.
city does not establish the rate, the county does.
right.
And the city certifies the rate, after having received it from the county.
It's all
We
about,
always wait to receive the certified tax rate from the county, so we
and it's all about dollars. The rate is generated after the fact.
So to that point, we can budget 528,049 and not go through to taxation. Any dollar amount over that would be a tax increase.
Probably the value of the house went down by $30,000, my taxes went down by $2. Because the rate went up.
Did the rate go up?
Yeah, it's like we were talking before, for a
My
government.
house went down, the rate went up, I said $2.
And that's what we're doing again.
And I saved $2 on my taxes, and that's what I'm trying to prevent from happening again.
And the houses go down, the rate goes up in order to keep the same amount.